All right, so that's Morgan County Schools right there. 6:07 right now. This morning, we're hearing from local leaders as some major changes are coming to the largest school districts in North Alabama. We're talking about Huntsville City, Madison City, and Madison County schools will all start the school year remotely, distance learning for the first 9 weeks at least. And one of the leaders on board with the online distance learning plan is Huntsville Mayor Tommy Battle, who joins us now live via Zoom this morning. Mayor, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, tough call to go virtual schooling for at least the first 9 weeks of school for those school districts, but you felt like it was the right call given the coronavirus case numbers, right?
Right. You know, the three school systems were in constant contact with the Alabama Department of Public Health or other public health officials in the area, trying to figure out how to come back into service. They really wanted to start the school year if they could from the school buildings, but you know, with what we're seeing out of the COVID-19 virus, it basically makes it very hard to do. You know, you can just imagine the first day with all the young students in there, and especially, you know, when you go 5 to 18 years old, when they come in, if one teacher ends up coming down with COVID-19, then you've got a whole classroom that you've got to deal with. And so the spikes that we're having right now that we have had are very important in trying to make sure that we can keep this this virus down, and that we can flatten the curve, that we can, you know, knock down the spikes, and they felt like it was in the best interest of the system to, you know, come in with remote learning this year.
Mr. Mayor, totally understand the idea behind keeping children isolated at home in Madison County wide to slow the spread, as you were just talking about. What good really is it when you're trying to do the right thing here while surrounding counties and districts give the option of letting children go back to school?
I think we're okay here because all three systems are doing the same thing. You know, as we look across the area, our children will be going remotely learning, and they'll stay in our area. We don't have the same problem that we have workforce. That's why we were pushing for a mask ordinance statewide, because we have 110,000 people who come in from 16 counties across North Alabama, come in and work in Huntsville, and then they go back home. And if they're bringing in the virus and then going back home and then, you know, reigniting, even as safe as they could be in Madison County, they might go back and get it in their home county and then bring it back into our area. The schools don't have the same problem. The school children go to school, they come back home, or they stay here, and they don't intermingle or intermix with young people from counties all the way across North Alabama.
But there's still potential to spread from children to adults, though.
Yeah, there's still potential to spread from children to adults, and that's why we decided to do the remote learning. You know, this is a process. You know, there's still a lot that we don't know about this virus, and you know, we thought that in the summertime, as a typical virus, that it would go away in the summertime, come back in the fall. Unfortunately, this has not done that, and so we're having to learn how to evolve, how to adapt. Every day, we're learning something new about the virus, and this is, as we go through this learning curve and everything, we're learning more and more, but we're having to evolve and adapt into a new system of education today, and remote learning is part of that system. I hope it doesn't last long. I hope that we're back in the classroom. I would like to see us back in the classroom as quickly as possible, but I fully understand the school boards, and all three school boards and the Alabama Department of Public Health stand on that this is a necessity right now.
Very quickly, Mr. Mayor, we've got about 30 seconds left. We do know about the mandatory mask policy in Madison County. Sure. We also know about the state mask policy as well right now. How do you feel that it's working, and what about the sustainability of the need to continue to do this, even though we start seeing some numbers going down and maybe some people feeling kind of this false positive as far as like, hey, we're feeling better, that things are getting better, so maybe I'm not going to wear my mask as often as I should?
Yeah, you know, I've got my mask this morning right here. Nobody likes having to wear masks. They're hot. It's not a pleasant thing to do. But what it is doing, it is kind of blunting our curve. It is shallowing the curve. It's knocking down some of the spike, as we're starting to see. We knew that it would be 2 weeks from the time that we started the masking before we would start seeing results. And today we're starting to see some results out of it. We're seeing our numbers go down from the increases of 200 a day down to 126 to 70 to 83 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're seeing our numbers start to dwindle some, but we can't, we can't say, okay, we checked that box, we can all just throw away the mask, because it came on very quickly too. These spikes come on very, very quickly. July 1st, we had only had 1,057 cases of COVID-19. Today, we're sitting on 3,741. That spike came in 14 days. Yeah. So we're going to have to continue to do what we're doing to make sure that we level out the curve, that we knock down the spike, that we end up doing this for the long term, just for our health and safety.
Going to take a lot of discipline, but as you mentioned, Mr. Mayor, evolving and adapting, those two words right there. In the meantime, we appreciate you coming on. Huntsville Mayor Tommy Battle, thanks for joining us this morning. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
You bet. 6:13 right now. Remember